We've had villas in our system for like 6 months, 1 year, which are empty.
Bad months, so to say.
Bad months. From A to Z, you guys are sorting everything out.
So instead of it sitting there vacant, not making any money, we get it on short term, generating income for them on a monthly basis.
Yeah.
And if they find a long-term tenant or a buyer, they only need a 1 month notice period to leave our contract.
AirDXB was number one.
Hello guys, welcome to the AirDXB podcast today. My name is James McNally. I'm Business Development Manager here at AirDXB, and I have my good colleague and friend Zain, who we've partnered up with in relation to our partnership program. Delighted to have you, Zain. So we reached out about 3 or 4 weeks ago.
Yes.
We spoke about a referral program.
Yeah.
And we understood you have many listings for long-term and for sale.
Yeah.
And I felt like it would definitely be a benefit for you and the company.
Of course.
So how are you finding the referral program so far?
It's given 786 a lot of advantages to bring in our landlords into holiday homes or to partner up with AirDXB. So basically, just to give a bit of an insight with 786 properties, we mainly focus on the local areas such as Mirdif, Khawanij, and we're mainly into villas. We do have apartments in Business Bay, downtown, Dubai Creek Harbour, Dubai Hills, and all the popular areas. But I feel this is a good way for us to explore both because I'm sure you have a lot of experience in the apartment side, but this gives us the opportunity to look at the villas. And I'm not sure how it is with the villas or the response you've gotten, because I think I've given you, up till now, like 5 to 6 villas, and you have given me reports on them. But on your end, how is it different to the apartment?
And we do have many villas within our portfolio. They range in different areas and they are performing very well. The average occupancy is around 92% for them villas. Reason being is a lot of our tenants come out here for different reasons.
Yes.
So we don't just have tourists. We have people here coming out on business. We have families hoping to move out here, waiting for a job, waiting for their visa, and need a place to stay for short term.
And I've experienced that because I myself, when I moved to Dubai in 2023, I was looking for a long-term place to stay. I had stayed in a hotel, and it was really expensive, and I was like, at that time, the thought didn't even come in. Holiday homes, what if I find a holiday homes rental for just a month? Now with that knowledge, I feel I can help others because I have a lot of people. So I'm from Malawi, so I have a lot of people coming in from Malawi for work or to study. They normally look for long-term rentals, like for a year, for maybe 2 years. But in the initial process, it's really hard for them because, of course, getting a home is not easy.
No, of course not.
So like I said, we've got around 5,000 landlords, and with each having 2 to 3 properties. So if we do the math, that's 15,000 plus properties that we can add. Initially, it's really hard trying to convince the landlords because they're very used to long-term rentals and they like to take the money up front. So this way, we just need to convince them that, look, you're getting 20 to 30% more of the annual rent. It's just split into 12.
Yes, exactly. So in terms of short term, depending on the area, it turns out to be a lot more profitable than long term.
Yeah.
Reason being is we offer dynamic pricing.
Yes.
So we have an AI software and a pricing team that checks the rates of the apartments and villas and townhouses every day. In the high season, which we're in now, them rates can increase by 50%.
Yeah.
So it's very profitable in terms of the short term side of things. And also the benefit for the landlord is they can still keep it listed for long term or for sale.
Long term, yes.
So instead of it sitting there vacant, not making any money, we get it on short term, generating income for them on a monthly basis.
Yeah.
And if they find a long-term tenant or a buyer, they only need a 1 month notice period to leave our contract.
Yes.
So it's very flexible and a great option for them. So yeah, I'm very happy to help.
That's
we
perfect.
As AirDXB are. And in terms of the offers for real estate companies and agents in this partnership, there's 2 options now for companies like yourself.
Yes.
So we have the initial 3,000 dirham referral fee per property once the first guest checks in for each agent, or now we've incorporated the 25% of the management fee returns per month.
Yeah.
So depending on the size of the unit, if it's a large unit, like a 2-bedroom in downtown, if you opt for the second option, 25% of the management fee returns on a monthly basis, that would result in 10 or 11,000 dirham over a 12-month period.
And that's what we opted for.
Yes. So we're very flexible in terms of the referral. We look at it as a partnership. You still keep the client if it's still listed for long term or for sale. and we generate an income for them on a monthly basis. So it's a win-win really for everyone.
Before we partnered up with you guys, with AirDXB, we did do our homework. We did check other holiday homes companies, and we had a certain checklist, like the setup fee and the locking period for the villa or apartment, and AirDXB was number one in our checklist. And that's why then we said, okay, you know what, this is perfect, because for example, just the locking period of the apartment, because when we first met, I remember telling you that we would still like to keep it on advertisements for long term.
Yeah, of course.
And you were okay with that. So I did some research on that, and most holiday homes companies require you to keep the property with them for 6 months, whereas you guys gave us the leeway for just a month.
I think reason being, Zain, is we're so confident in what we do.
Yeah.
We're here 7 years now in the market. We're the longest lasting short-term rental company in Dubai. Ours is just 1 month and it can be used at any time. So yeah, it's very flexible. You have to realize it's a profit share model we work off. So we're very heavily incentivized to have the property occupied and making a lot of revenue.
Yeah.
So it's more money for the owner and for us.
And I feel, with the local landlords, I feel this is something new for them. So that's a good initiative to go and pitch this idea to them, because we've had villas in our system for like 6 months, 1 year, sometimes 2 years, which are empty. Even if we tell them that, look, in the past 2 years your villa has been empty, put it on holiday homes, and whenever we find the long-term client.
Exactly. And in terms of that also, a common question is, what if there's something damaged in the property by a guest? I'm sure you get that a lot.
Yeah, I don't know if you remember, so my CEO, whose name is Abu Mustafa, when we had the meeting, he asked you that question, that, is there a way that you can pay a deposit? Because if something is damaged, or, you'll have to return or
when the property is handed over to us, it's returned in the exact same condition. That's stated in the contract, and also with any guest damages we cover as a company.
Yeah.
That side of things is never an issue for any of our owners. And that's probably the biggest worry owners have in terms of short term, who's staying in their property, what about guest damages? That all falls on us. Also, the quality of the guests we have are very good because of the booking platforms we use. We predominantly use booking.com. They're holiday goers every year, people on business trips, families, so they're good quality guests. So we rarely see any issues with that.
And it's a good thing you guys advertise on booking.com, because it's such a famous and popular portal. A lot of people, once they hear, okay, these guys are affiliated with booking.com, it gives them that greater incentive, to give up their property for holiday home.
Exactly. We actually have a 5% market share on that platform. So there's a lot of visibility. And then we also use Blueground, which is a corporate booking platform. We use VRBO, which is very common in the American market. A lot of different avenues to gain the guests.
And one thing I was really impressed on is recently we've been working on the Nobles Tower unit. Effort and initiative you guys have shown in that unit is impeccable. You guys are from A to Z, you guys are sorting everything out. Of course, you need the necessary things like, the AC details, and for Wi-Fi and for the gas and everything. All of that is being sorted out on our end, but like the rest, setting up the apartment to be perfect for the end user, it's impeccable from you guys.
I appreciate that. Yeah, well, that's the whole meaning of our business. It's hassle-free for the client. A lot of our clients actually live outside of Dubai. We handle everything for them.
Yeah.
In terms of the setting up, the cleaning between each guest stay. We even provide fresh linens, towels, refreshments for the guests. But yeah, in terms of the onboarding process, can you just mention to the viewers, in terms of the onboarding, what do we do in terms of our collaborations? So the first step is the ROI report. Yeah, well, on that ROI report, you have your average daily rate, which fluctuates on a daily basis. And then it has the full breakdown of the gross and then the net total for the owner over 12 months.
Exactly.
So that's obviously the first step. After you send me the listing link or the pictures of the property, the pricing team create that report.
So you send me the report, I present it to the client, the client reviews it, and then he gives me the go-ahead. Once I get the go-ahead, then I tell you, James, okay, this guy is interested, why don't we have a group call? That way you can introduce yourself to him, and then we take things out. And then once the call is done, then now comes all the documents. And then we get all the documents signed, and once the documents are signed, then you guys take it up from there.
Correct, and then we handle everything from there.
From there on, it's like, we've done our part of bringing, it's like a triangle. We have the client, you have all the facilities, so we just bring the client to you, and from there we step back and you take up everything.
Hassle-free for client and yourself.
And myself.
Yes, it's a win-win for everyone, as I said. In terms of the referral program, in Q3 we referred 96 different brokers with 288,000 worth of referral payment.
Wow.
For various brokers across Dubai. A lot of brokerages are availing of this offer. And as I said earlier, it's easy money.
Yeah.
They refer the client, we do all the work, and it's per property. So
And
it's a win-win.
the figure you've mentioned was for Q3, right?
Q3, correct.
Q3. I can't wait to see your figure for Q4 because, in the market there's always that talk that Q4 and Q1 for short-term rentals is always the highest.
Correct, yeah.
So
High
for you
season.
getting such a big number in Q3 is outstanding.
Yeah, you're right, Zain. Also, I think the reason being is our occupancy always stays high even in the low season for the clients. So when an agent refers a client, even in the summer months, and they see their property being occupied, both the client and the agent realize, okay, this company know what they're doing, and they have their systems in place to have the property occupied through them bad months. So to say.
Bad months. In the past 2 weeks, you've really helped a lot. Like for example, when there is a potential client, potential landlord, I should say. When there is a potential landlord, my first thing to do is let me call James.
Yeah.
James can convince him. So that's perfect for me because I initially bring the idea to him and speak to him about it, and then for that last push, I try to introduce you, give them that more confidence.
Exactly. Once both of us are in it and now you know the benefits of the program and how we work, I think when you're speaking with a client and he realizes that two parties are so involved and so positive about it.
So just after this meeting, there is 2-3 landlords that we have to call together, and you do have to convince them.
More deals together for us.
More deals, yeah.
Zain, thank you very much for coming in today. It's a pleasure.
I should be thanking you for giving me this opportunity, like you said, to make that easy money, and hopefully we crack more deals together, bring on more landlords, and provide more properties into the short-term rental market.
I'm sure we will, Zain.
Yeah.
Thanks again.
No worries. Perfect. Thanks, James.